Hey friends, Jeff here with RV Optimizer, and if you're somewhat new to the Mercedes Sprinter van, I'm going to tell you some of the tips I want to share with you that could help you out, and I'm going to share with you one thing that I learned the hard way of what not to do with one of these Mercedes Sprinter van when it comes to managing your oil levels. So before we get into that, hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel by now, please do. I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's start with the oil problem. So let's open up the hood on the Sprinter, unlatch it from inside, and you'll notice I don't have a bar going down here. I've got two hood struts that I added. So I'm going to put into the description section a link where I did a video on how to install those. It makes it so easy, so nice, and it's very inexpensive to do. I would highly recommend doing it in your Mercedes Sprinter van hood. So check out the link below in the descriptions and you'll see a step-by-step on how to do that. Okay, so here's the thing I want to share with you. You think like a normal car that you're going to come in here under the engine section here and check your engine oil. Now if you come down in here and look, I do have a place where it's clear where I should check the oil and or actually fill the oil. There is no dipstick, and so this is where you put oil in. Over here to the left of that you'll see a little plug. This is where you could actually buy a dipstick from Mercedes and put it in here to measure it the way that we're all kind of accustomed to doing. But because it doesn't come with that, let me show you what it kind of forces you to do of maintaining or managing it from the dashboard. So let's go take a look. Okay, so now we're inside the Sprinter van, and I want to show you a little bit about some things to be aware of on the instrument panel. So when you come in, you can hit on your steering wheel the little home button, and that'll take you to all of your options. If you scroll over to service and then click here on your steering wheel, it'll take you into the different options you have in service. So then you scroll down, it's like a little mouse, hit engine oil level. Now this is what I saw when I was preparing to go on a trip, and I'm trying to be proactive and think that, hey, this is a little bit low, I'm going to add some oil. And even after running the motor for what I thought was enough time, 10 minutes to warm up, it was showing at that level, and I thought, okay, let me go add some oil. Now here's what the problem was. We got 30 minutes down the road, and then I get an indicator on the dash that says, hey, engine oil problem. And what was happening now is the engine oil was now much warmer, and with that expands, and now it was showing I had too much oil in it. And so I actually had to stop and take some of the oil out. And so don't fall into that issue that I did, thinking that, hey, it's showing a little low, let's go add some. Now one way to help avoid that is over here on your center screen. If you scroll over to the info section and click on that, over here you will see this will show you your oil temperature, and this is a good way to know, is your engine oil warm enough so that you're getting an accurate reading on the dashboard display over here. So you can see it has kind of a blue mark and a red mark. Blue is where it would be cold. Red is going to be to the highest level it's probably ever going to get to when you're driving it. So you're going to be looking for somewhere in between the two to know that your engine is warm enough, your oil is warm enough to then go back and look on your dash at a true measurement. So keep that in mind. You don't want to be doing like I did and go down the road and get that display that says now you've got too much oil because you have thought you needed to add some at the very beginning. Let's get into a couple other tips here I want to share with you too. So one, when you get your Sprinter van, the stereo system isn't all that great. And a lot of it's because the center speaker kind of overrides the speakers you have in the door. And so I'm going to put a link in the description section where I did a video, short video, that actually shows you how to take apart the screen on top up here, very simple to do, and basically remove a wire that bypasses that center speaker, forces it to go to the door speakers, and makes it sound so much better. So check out that link if that is an interest to you as well. So one thing you may have noticed, you go to get in your Sprinter van and you get this message on your dash. Basically it says, don't forget you can't find your key. And basically the Sprinter van doesn't recognize if the key's in your pocket or something sometimes. So I will show you a kind of a hidden place where you wouldn't think to actually have to place the key. When you get that indicator on your dash, what you have to do is all the way down here on the center console, there is a kind of a hole right at the very bottom that key fob goes into. I don't know how you'd ever know to go find it there, but that's what it's for. So if you ever get to where the van doesn't recognize your key, stick your key fob there and it should start right up for you. So if you ever wanted to know where your battery is placed for your chassis, the Mercedes, it's underneath your feet in the driver's compartment. So if you have a carpet, you pull it back, you'll see actually a little icon here that says your battery, and you have to basically pull these little screws off to reveal there's a metal plate here, and your battery is actually sitting underneath there. But if your engine was dead and you needed to jump start your Mercedes, let me show you, because it's not from in here, back underneath the hood. So we're back underneath the hood, and Mercedes actually makes it kind of easy to jump start this if you had to, because you're doing it right from here. And even though the battery is not underneath the hood here, they give you kind of a different way to do that. So you see this little red connector. When you push in there, it exposes a cable or a post. So you would connect your positive cable there, and then over here there is a bolt here on the frame, and that is where you would connect your negative cable. And by putting it both there, you'd be able to jump start the Mercedes Sprinter van chassis. So I hope a couple of these tips help avoid any issues you may have in the future. At least you know where to look for some of these things. So with that said, I hope all your future trips are optimized.